Hello, dear friends. I know this all looks very silly, but I'm actually onto something. One of my friends just got pregnant again, and I don't want to do another blanket. So I want to do a baby sleeping bag, something like this. Maybe like this or this. So I made my design in my head, and I made the math. So let me talk about it first, and then I'll start doing it, and I'll show you step by step. I have an unproportionate sample here. Also, this is also unproportionate, but it will help. Yeah. So imagine this part being much longer, so the baby sleeps here, and we have buttons here. Something like this, and I also have small buttons. And this will be connected, and the baby's head will be here. Okay, so the baby sleeps like that. Yeah. So I want to do this part in seed stitch because I think it looks good. It looks like a war helmet when it's done with seed stitch. This will actually be longer, and it will turn on itself like this, and I will have the buttons here. It will be much longer, of course, but the first part I want to have in 2x2 rib stitch. Okay, and I wanted to start with knit stitch and end with knit stitch because that's how I like it. I think it looks better like that way. I want to do this for 8 centimeters. So I don't know how many rows, but I'll measure it. And when it's like 8 centimeters, then I will start doing my pattern. At the right and left border, I will have 6 loops of garter stitch at both sides, okay? And I will open my buttonholes whenever necessary on the garter stitch. So it'll look like this. Yeah. As you can see, I want to do this braid pattern. So, but I made the math because I want exactly the braids to come from the rib stitch looking like this, like following the knit stitches, instead of looking like this. Okay, so I don't want this, I don't like this, and I prefer this one. That's why I calculated the number of knit stitches and purl stitches I need to do. But if you don't mind that, you can just do it randomly. So I will have here 102 loops. So I have it already. Okay, the first 6, after I'm done with the rib stitch, the first 6 and the last 6 will be garter stitch. The braids, the whole braid pattern will be 6 stitches long. Okay, so it is actually here 2 knit, 2 purl, and 2 knit, and it turns into the braid stitch. But for the braid pattern, for the braid to show itself, you need to put purl stitches on both sides of it. So whenever I'm doing this pattern, I do 2 purls first and then 2 purls at the end of it. That's why whenever I have these braids of 6, I have 2 purls before and after. That's how I write it, 2p, 2 purls before and after. And in the middle, the rest, I will have knit stitches. Okay, so I calculated that if I put 16 knit stitches here, 14, 14, and 16 here, instead of putting 15 knit stitches each, if I do it like this, then the braids will look like they're following the rib stitch. So that's why I have these numbers. So 8 centimeters of 2x2 rib, starting with knit stitches, ending by with knit stitches, 102 loops. 6 garter in the beginning, 6 garter in the end. 16 knit stitches followed by 2 purls, the braid, 2 purls, 14 knits, 2 purl, the braid, 2 purl, 14 knit, 2 purl, the braid, 2 purl, 16 knit, and then I'm finished. I will follow this at the back side of the baby bag as well until I come to the hood. When I come to the hood, I will cut the garter. I will cast off the garter stitch. And the rest I will do in seed stitch. Okay? So the hood will be 20 centimeters long. The rest will be 90 centimeters long. So when I put it like this, it will be 45 centimeters. Okay? It will be 30 or 35 centimeters wide. I think it will be 35. I'll see. Where I will place the buttonholes is, I decided them not by number of rows, but by which centimeter, because it's going to be 45 centimeters the length. I'll put the buttons like one big, one small. And yeah, I'll put the first one at the 2nd centimeter, 16th centimeter, 28th centimeter, and 43rd centimeter. For these small ones, I'll make the buttonhole from 1 loop, and from these bigger ones, I'll do it 2 loops. So I think that's good planning, and I know the plan never works out 100%, but yeah, I did my best, and I think I'll have something better looking than this one, but yeah, we'll see. So now we can start by doing our rib stitch. I have already cast on 102 loops here. One more thing, I want to use this side as the front side, so I want it to look like this instead of this side. So when I'm beginning, I will begin with purl stitches actually, but at this side it will be knit, and I will use it so it will be as if I started with knit stitches. So that's why now I begin with 2 purls and 2 knits, and I will do 2 centimeters. And when I'm at 2 centimeters, I will put a buttonhole at both edges, and then I'll continue for 8 more centimeters. So hopefully it will work out. Let's begin. So I start with 1 purl. It's quite tight. And the 2nd purl. And because it's 2 by 2 rib, now I'll do 2 knit stitches. Yes. Yeah, I cast on very tight. But it's okay, it's only for 1 row, then it will get much easier. Yes. So now I will continue with 2 purls and 2 knits, and yeah, I will see you soon. I will do this without taping it, and I will see you soon. So I have knitted almost 2.5 centimeters of 2 by 2 rib stitch, and now it's time to put the buttons. Actually, I have made a buttonhole here, but I wanted to show you how I'm doing it when I'm doing it on the other end. When you're making a buttonhole in the rib stitch, it's always a good idea to hide it in the purls instead of doing it over the knits. So here I did it on the 3rd loop, and I will do a symmetrical one here. So let me show you. I will knit the knits. This one I'll do as well. Yeah. So these 2 I will take together on the other side. I will take this one at the back and throw it away. And now I'll take this loop and transfer it back to my left needle. Okay, so I just actually cast off 1 loop here. I cast off 1 purl, the 3rd purl. But when I'm on the way back, I don't want to miss a stitch, so I'm going to increase one, and that's how I do it. I'll show you how I do it. Like this, this, and I pull it. So I so I decreased one, increased one, sort of. That's how I make a buttonhole. So let's turn back, and there it is. Perfect. Now we turn back. I don't knit the first one. So this one's a purl. The one that I increased, it's a knit now, so I will knit it. Next one I will knit, and then I will continue. And here I have my buttonhole. Yeah, that's going to be enough for this one. Okay, dear friends, so I have completed 8 centimeters of 2 by 2 rib stitch, so which is going to be this part. I prefer to make this side, the front side, instead of this bumpy edge. I prefer this side to be the front side. So now I will start building my pattern. So I want to do the complete row together, so everything is very clear. Also, I want to show you that I have 2 buttonholes here and here, and you can see I did them only from one loop and it fits perfectly. Okay, so you have to build the pattern on the front side of your project. Please remember that, and let's begin doing it. So the garter stitches, I do them with purls. So first I will do 6 purl stitch. The first one, I don't knit. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, done. Now I will do, so I'm doing, no, here, yes. Because it will look like this, I'm doing like this. Now I will do 16 knit stitches. So I take the yarn at the back side and I will do 16 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now I will do 2 purls, then I will do the braids. I'm doing these 2 purls so the braids will show itself like with more volume. So 2 purls, this is like a frame. 1, 2. Now the next 6, let me talk a bit about the braid pattern. The next 6, here I want to do a crossover. So I want to take these first 3 loops and put them here. And I want to knit these first and these 3 after it. How do I do that? Let me show you. I will use a toothpick and I will transfer these 3 loops on the toothpick. Okay? Let's do it one by one. 1, 2, and 3. Yes. So let them wait here. I will take the next 3 and transfer them on my right needle, just temporarily. Oh, sorry. I hope you could see the process. The first 3 I have on the toothpick. The last 3 I have on my right needle. So these ones I can now transfer to my left needle. So this is what I was aiming for, right? And now these 3 I can also transfer back to my left needle. So now I changed their places. I changed their order. So I did a crossover, okay? What did I do? I took these 3 and put them after these 3. Exactly what I aimed for. And I take my yarn at the back of my right needle and I knit them. I knit all of them one by one. 1, 2, so I will do 6 knit stitches. 3, 4, 5, and 6. You know, both before and after the braid, I do 2 purls. So now, what have I done here? I have made a crossover. Okay, I made this, to be exact. Now on the following rows, I will do only regular knit stitches until I want to do another crossover. So I'm not going to use a toothpick at every row. This was it. Now for the following rows, I will only do, as you can see here, 6 knit stitches. In this pattern, I did the crossover and every 8 rows, 7 or 8 rows. We can decide that on the way. But when I come here, this is when I'm going to use the toothpick. So this is when I'm going to do another crossover. At the back side, everything's regular. I will do 6 purls. Here it is 6 knit. Here it will be 6 purls. Okay. So I have completed the 2 purls. Now I'm going to do 14 knit stitches. This is like a background. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 13, and 14. Now I will start the next braid. I start the next braid with 2 purls. The frame. Let's do the frame. 1, 2. Now I'm going to use my toothpick and I will switch these 3 loops with these 3. I will take these 3 and plant them here. So I'm going to make a crossover. So I will take 1, 2, and 3 loops on my toothpick. You can use a second toothpick here if you want, but I think it's not really necessary. I will transfer the next 3 on my right needle, just temporarily, just carrying them. Now let's take these and plant them where I wanted to, on the left needle. 1, 2, 3. Now let's take these 3 back on the left needle. 1, 2, 3. All done. I have the crossover that I desired. Now I'm going to knit them. So I take my yarn at the back side of my right needle and I knit 6. Let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well done. Now I finished the pattern with 2 pearls with the frame. 1 and 2. What next? I do 14 knit just as background. Let's do 14 knit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now the frame. 2 pearls. We should be very mindful in this beginning, but later it will be much easier. It's always more difficult to set the pattern for the first time. Later it will get easier. Now I'll do the braid. So I will take the first 3 on that was my dog, of course, on the toothpick. The next 3 I will take on the right needle. 1, 2, 3. I will transfer the ones on the toothpick on my left needle. 1, 2, 3. Then I will transfer the 3 loops on my right needle to the left needle. 1, 2, 3. Now take my yarn to the back side of my right needle and I will knit 6 in the new order that I created. 2, 3, up, 4, 5, and 6, which will be followed by 2 pearls to complete the frame. 1, 2, which will be followed by 16 knit stitches as the background. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So if we have 6 loops left, it means we did no mistakes. Yay! Success. So I do garter stitch with pearls. So I will do 6 pearls to finish the first row of my pattern. So if you're a beginner, I suggest that you use the exact numbers. You don't make any changes. But if you're an advanced knitter, of course, go and change whatever you want. So I will just tell you what to do on the back side. Because the first 6 is garter stitch, I will purl them. Although they look like knit stitches, I will purl them. So it will be garter stitch. The next, if it says 16 knit here I should do 16 purl. If it says 2 purl, here I should do 2 knit. If it says 6 pattern, bead pattern, which means 6 knit stitches, I will do 6 purl stitches here. Then 2 knit stitches. So I will do exact opposite of what I see here, but here I will do 6 purl and 6 purl again at the back side. So I'm not going to film the whole back row, but I think it's understandable. And I will meet you when I'm going to do another buttonhole. See you then. So I quickly changed my mind and I wanted to film the first back row as well, because perhaps it might be confusing for some of you. So I wanted to show you that too. So I did I'm calling it first row because it's the row that we're building the pattern. I did the front side. Now I'm doing the back side. So because it was, now I'm doing this. Because it was garter stitch and I'm doing garter with pearls, I did 6 pearls. Then it says 16 knit, but I'm at the back side of my project. So I did 16 pearls again. Now this is, as you can see, here we have the crossover and 2 pearls at the beginning and 2 pearls at the end. So here I am. On the front side it was 2 pearls, at the back side it will be 2 knits. The braid was 6 knits at the front side, at the back side it will be 6 pearls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the frame was with 2 pearls, but it will be with 2 knits at the back. Then it says 14 knit. So we're going to do 14 purl. You know, this is the background. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now the second pattern. 2 purl, you know, we're doing 2 knits instead. Here, 2 knits as the frame. Then it was 6 knits for the braid, so it's going to be 6 purls at the back side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the next 2 knits for the frame. That was close. 1, 2. Then I have completed this one now. Then I have 14 knits, so which translates into 14 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now the final pattern, I will do this. So 2 knits for the frame. 1, 2, 6 purls for the back side of the braid. 1, 2, 3, then 2 knits for the frame. I finished this. Now I will do 16 pearls for the background. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and I have 6 left, which is for garter stitch. So it looks like you should knit, but that's not true. I should purl because I do garters with purl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now completed. Let's see how it looks. Yes, so you can see that here the garter stitch has begun, and also here. Our braids are formed directly from the rib, just as I wanted, like this. In between we have knit, so it will be the background. I have 3 braids here. So until I complete 8 rows, I will not do another crossover. So I'm not going to use the toothpick. I will just knit or purl as I described, but no crossovers. Also, I will measure, and when I come to the 16th centimeter, I will do a buttonhole. I'll do it with 2 loops this time because I'll put a bigger one, and I'll put it on the garter. So I think I will meet you at the next buttonhole. Bye bye. Hello friends, so what do you think? I think it looks great. So you can see I have my garter stitches here. The background is done with knit stitch. I have 2 pearls framing the braids, and at every 8th row I use the toothpick to make this crossover. Now it's been exactly 16 centimeters, which means it's time to make a new buttonhole. The previous ones are below here, so it's not actually below because it's going to be looking like this, and the baby's head will be here. So 2 buttonholes are here, and now I'm going to put 2 here. But here I'm going to use the smaller ones, but now I'm going to use bigger buttons. So I will make, these were made from 1 loop. Now I'm going to make from 2 loops. Just wanted to show that again, how I do it. Garter stitch, here it is formed from 6 loops, so I'm going to use the 2 in the middle. Sorry, it is formed from 6 stitches. I'm going to use the 2 in the middle. So this first one I only transfer. The next one I will knit. The next 2 I will first transfer to my right needle, and then I will take the one at the back and scoop it over. Oop. Yes. I hope you could see it, but yeah. Now I'll now I'll take this one again and scoop the one at the back, yes, over it. So what I've done is I have cast off actually 2 stitches. Now transfer the one that you have back to the left needle. Now I have 2 stitches missing, so I have to increase by 2. That's how I do it. 1. I put the yarn around my thumb, make an X shape like this, and enter from here and pull on this one, which makes 2. Then simply keep on whatever you've been doing. So when it's finished, I have a loop, but I still have 6 stitches. So on the next round, when I come back, I will do all these 6. I will purl all the 6, and I won't have any stitches missing. So this is how it looks. And now I will keep on doing what I've been doing for so many rows. And when I come to the end here, I will repeat the same. I will make a buttonhole of 2 stitches at the middle too. And when I turn back, I will just act naturally. I won't do anything special, just purl them. Purl all the stitches that I see here. So also when I do 2 more rounds, it will be time to make a crossover. So that will be it for me now. Let me remind you at which centimeters I will put the buttonholes. At 28 and 43rd centimeters I will put 2 more buttonholes, and I will keep doing the same pattern until it is 90 centimeters long, including the rib stitch. So then I will meet you here. Bye bye. Okay friends, so I have finished knitting this pattern for 90 centimeters. So when I fold it, it is 45 centimeters long. And these are my buttonholes. And I will sew my buttons here. Now it's time, so I have finished this part. Now it's time to make the hood. So to make the hood, I will cast off these garter stitch parts and knit seed stitch for 20 centimeters. And then I will attach it and it will be the hood. So let's begin. So I'll start casting off. I will cast off only the 6 stitches at the beginning and the 6 stitches at the end. But in the middle, I will not continue with this pattern. Instead, I will do seed stitch. At the first row, seed stitch is basically 1 knit and 1 purl. So let's begin. Let's begin by casting off. So how I cast off is I take 2 together and I purl them together. Then I transfer the stitch to the left needle. So I take the 2 together, purl them together, and transfer it back to the left needle. Oops. Transfer it back to the left needle. Now I will start 1 knit, 1 purl. Let me count how many I cast off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will cast off 1 more. Yes. And now I will start doing 1 knit and 1 purl. So let's start with a purl. And then 1 knit, 1 purl, So friends, I have cut this part, cast off this part. I have knit this row in 1 knit 1 purl. So this is the first row of the seed stitch. Now at this end of garter stitch, I will knit these as well. I will purl, and on the way back I will cast off. So let's do that together. Now let's turn. Now we will start by casting off. How do we do that? We will take 2. Purl them together, transfer back to the left needle. Take 2. Purl together, transfer back. So we have done 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one. Now we will continue, transfer it back to the left needle. We will continue by doing the seed stitch. So how do we do the seed stitch? At the first row, we did 1 knit 1 purl. The second row, we will do the same thing, but when we see a purl, we will knit it, and when we see a knit, we will purl it. So this is a knit, so I will purl it. I also have a tutorial on this. If you need help, you can also watch that one. So this is a purl, so I will knit it. This is a knit stitch, so I will purl it. So this is how I will continue for 20 centimeters. How many rows that will make, I will measure on the round and I will decide. I will see you in 20 centimeters. Bye-bye. Now friends, I have finished, as you know, 20 centimeters of seed stitch, and this will be the hood of our sleeping bag. Now I will cast off. The way I do the cast off is I take 2 stitches together on my right needle. I purl them together. I exit as 1 stitch, and then I transfer this stitch back to my left needle. Then I purl the next 2 together. Exit as 1. Transfer back to my left needle. So this is how I will, let me do another one, but this is how I will complete this row. So what I'm doing is I enter 1 and 2 stitches together, purl them together, so exit as 1, and then I transfer this back to my left needle. So let me finish and then I'll show you the next step. Now the work is inside out, so this is the inside of the hood, the part that baby's head will touch. Okay, I have made 1 stitch here. Now I will take 1 from this side, 1 from the other side, pull through and make a stitch. Yes, so I will go all the way till the end, and then I will attach the corners of the hood. Oops. Yes. So let me show you what we are doing. So we are attaching these 2 sides, and in the end it will look like this will be closed, and it will be a hood for the baby's head here. Okay? So let me finish this just the way I've been doing, and then I'll see you again. So friends, the hood is now complete, and imagine this is the baby's head, and it will be like this, so it's big enough. And now it's time to decide where to put our buttons. To do that, I attached these two borders together to make sure we are measuring this correctly. And I put clips wherever I should place my buttons. Okay? Here, here, and here. Now I will remove these two clips which helped me stabilize this when I'm measuring. I will remove them and I will start sewing these buttons at the places of the clips, and I will do symmetrically on the other side as well, and then the whole project will be finished. I'll see you after I finish attaching the buttons. Bye bye. Friends, I have finally completed this project, so let me show you some details. This is my fake baby head, so you can see how the hood looks. So as you can remember, we started with rib stitch, and then we made the calculations so our braid patterns comes directly out of the ribs. So we have garter stitch on the sides. So if I were to do this project again, I would do wider garter stitches, so the buttons would be inside the garter. It's just an idea. So let's see the back side. So the pattern follows at the back side as well, and as you can see, the hood is made of seed stitch. Let me show you from the side how the hood looks. So this is how it looks. So it was a rectangle, and we connected it from here, and you see from the inside it looks like this, and from the outside looks like this. And we have our 8 buttons at both sides, and let's put our baby's head back in its place, and let's hope that my friend will like this and she will use this present. And please write your comments and your feedback. I appreciate it. I love reading them. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you try doing this project as well. Bye bye.